Hey guys, today I just wanted to have a brief chat to you about what I end up spending a lot of my time and or energy focusing my social media content on, and that is to start where you're at and just focus on putting one foot in front of the other rather than thinking that we need to go from 0 to 100 all the time. Regardless of what aspect of your life that's in, it is awesome to have a look at the leaders or the influencers or the people killing it in the particular field you're interested in and using them as motivation or thinking that maybe you'd like to get there one day. But the problem with that is sometimes they just seem so far ahead that it almost seems unachievable, and we only ever focus on where they're at now, and we don't really ever take into consideration the hard work, the sacrifice, the efforts, the other aspects of their life that might be suffering so that they can achieve their goal or sort of their status or their level in their particular field. What we have to try and remember is that likely they started at the bottom as well, and just through consistency, hard work, time, deliberate practice, they've put one foot in front of the other to get to where they're at now. And that's what I think that we need to try and focus on, rather than getting too caught up in looking how far ahead they are and sort of jumping all in and trying to implement all the habits that they've potentially spent years sort of stacking slowly. We're going to try and throw all those in or group them all in together, and essentially that's just going to lead to burnout. We might stay on track for a period of time, but it's just going to be unsustainable for us. And it's the same thing in our nutrition or our health and our fitness. If we jump straight into the meal plan some shredded bikini chick or some jack dude gives us with all these supplements and this restrictive diet, we might have that initial sort of motivation for a couple of weeks, but inevitably that's going to wear thin. So that's, again, as I said earlier, that's what I'm trying to spend most of my time on social media, educating people to start where they're at and just focus on building the basics, gaining momentum, and then we can start stacking wins and consistently building those habits over time, moving ourselves one step closer each day to where we want to get to. And that is going to make it nice and sustainable for us. It's the same way if we rolled into the gym and we've just been checking out our favorite lifters Instagram, and they've just snatched 200 kilos or whatever the case may be, and then we go in there and we try and load up a 60 kilo barbell, for example, if we've never snatched before, and it's just not going to work out for us. What we're better off doing is trying to just build strength a little bit progressively each session, wherever that is. And some days it might just be the empty barbell or even the piece of PVC, and then eventually we'll start adding a little bit of weight as the technique and the quality movement comes in, and slowly we start stacking weight on. And that's how I think we should probably consider viewing most aspects of our life if we have a goal that we're trying to get to. And instead of just jumping in 0 to 100, just trying to go all out, it's just focusing on the next step that we need to take to get to our goal. I think the other thing that we need to be wary of is to just get started as well. So there's a lot of us like to spend time on a lot of theory, a lot of learning, but we don't spend enough time on the practice, the actual jumping in and doing it. And I think that's how most of us are actually going to learn the best, actually getting in there, starting where you're at and just doing the thing. So you're likely to be shit at it to start with, hence why I started these videos, but hopefully over time it gets more and more comfortable and you can build on it and keep stacking the wins, building the habits. So we've got to try and get out of that paralysis by analysis, which can happen with a lot of information overwhelm, especially jumping online and seeing all the differing opinions, not only in health and fitness, but I'm sure that goes for sort of any aspect of your life you're trying to better yourself. Everyone has their own thoughts and opinions, and it's too easy to just go down these rabbit holes, and eventually we get so deep that we don't even know where to start. So if we just focus on kicking off, getting into it, getting started, building habits, stacking wins, putting one foot in front of the other, I think that's going to help us progress much quicker, much further in the long run.